Hello, this is a breakdown of a jam I just posted using a Digitact, a bearing and neutron, and VCV rack. I've been watching a lot of Digitone tutorials recently, even though I don't have a Digitone, but I wanted to mess around with some FM synthesis in VCV rack, and I came up with this jam. I'll get to that part towards the end. To begin with, I'll go through most of kind of the filler, I guess, that fleshed out the patch. I'll start with the kit. This was all done on the Digitact, just using stock sounds. I added a bit of overdrive to them, added some filtering, just to take some lows out of the hats, some highs out of the kit. For the kick, I added an exponential LFO attached to bitrate reduction to give it a bit of crackly snap. And then with the hats halfway through, I fed them into the delay unit a little bit to move from this 8th feel to a 16th feel. So I'll do that now, and I'll also show you the snare difference as well. So that's the kit part. The next part was the neutron bass part. So one thing I'm doing is I'm running actually all of the Digitact, which is also the bearing is coming via the Digitact. I'm running that through an overdrive in VCV rack because I wasn't really liking the overdrive or the drive that I was getting from the neutron when I was playing around with it. I've since realized that actually it was fine and it must have been something else wrong, because watch this, I'll take the drive out in VCV and I'll crank it on the neutron and you can hear it. So probably could have done something better there. Would have been handy not to use this overdrive actually, because I'm running into some CPU issues. But if I turn the overdrive back up, it actually applies pretty nicely to the kit part as well, even though I probably could have used more of the drive on the Digitact itself. So let's switch over to VCV rack. The next part was the chords. There they are. For this, using XFX, this is very similar to the last jam that I did. Just wanted a simple wobbly chord to fill in the space. This is a half diminished 7th chord, and that second one has a flat 9 on top. Saturated, wave, spread, a little bit of detune, and some vibrato on the FM. Pretty straightforward, that patch. The chords are sequenced via the Digitact, and then throwing that through a heap of reverb down here. So that's all the filler. Now let's get on to the FM bit, which was the fun part. So originally, I just had these 2 FM operators. It was kind of in this kind of area. And this is going through a delay and reverb, pretty standard filter. But I was messing around with some feedback and depth parameters, and I noticed you can get some cool sort of dustiness with this depth, which is nice. What I ended up doing though is I was messing around with different this knob, and I noticed 2 things. One, if you sweep it, that's a pretty cool effect. I also noticed that if you throw it all the way down, you get this kind of ticking effect. It's more prominent if you open up the filter. And I thought that was cool. And the rate actually changes depending on the pitch. because it's so low now. It's almost more of an LFO. So that's pretty cool. So I decided to use that as the bass, but then I wanted to use these sweeping effects, but that's too much, right? So what I did was I duplicated this setup up top, ran it through a mixer, and now you can do the effect but still have the primary signal coming through, and same with modulating this depth parameter. So I think that came out really nice. I really like how it sounds. The performance knobs I've mapped from the Digitact, which I was showing how to do in a previous video. I mapped this knob, well actually sorry, this one, doesn't really matter which one you use, the depth and the filter, and that's what I use to modulate this when I'm performing it. Anyway, I think that's everything. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, hope you had fun, hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time.